Well, the NFIB Small Business Optimism Index, it increased by 3 points in May, thanks to more positive expectations on business conditions and sales growth. But uncertainty still remains high on Main Street. Here to break down the report, we've got Holly Wade, NFIB Research Center Executive Director. Holly, great to have you here as always and to get some of your insights on the report. Just want to get your biggest takeaways.
Sure. So small business owners, the index improved 3 points. And so this is the first increase or improvement in the small business optimism index this year. We've seen steady declines since January, but this was a great improvement to see in May. And as you mentioned, largely due to increased expectations or improved expectations on business conditions and increased expectations on sales. So those two components were the main drivers in this 3-point increase. We're now above the 51-year average of the index. And so that's also a good sign that small business owners are feeling a bit more comfortable about where the economy is and where it is probably going in the near term.
About 1 in 5, just 18% of small business owners said taxes were their most important problem in May. The last time taxes were ranked as the top single most important problem was in December of 2020. What do you make of that?
So inflation and also labor conditions have improved for small business owners. So those aren't quite the pressure cookers as they were a few months ago, even a couple of years ago. And so taxes, that is one of the constant problems small business owners face. And right now, there's this looming tax bill out there that will help secure a lower tax platform for them and their ability to invest in their business. But it's still in negotiation. So the great big tax bill or the great big bill, it's still being negotiated in Congress. That holds the 20% small business deduction. And if that isn't passed by the end of the year, small business owners are looking at a significant tax increase. So that is something that's on their mind, a bit worried about how these negotiations are going. And they'd like to certainly get this settled. So that part of uncertainty is off the table.
Let's turn to the labor market as well. What did the survey find regarding hiring among small business owners?
So the labor market has been a bit, well, it was basically flat this last month in May, but we've seen a deterioration in those feeling pressured to hire or to retain current employees. So compensation pressures have eased up a bit, and fewer are saying that it's their biggest concern right now. So right now, 16% are saying that it's their single biggest problem. That's significantly lower than what we saw last year and even the year before. So labor pressures have eased up a bit, but for those industries in construction, manufacturing, transportation, they're still feeling a bit of pressure on filling open positions.
How, if at all, and we have seen some cases of business owners, small business owners talking about this and this reckoning with the immigration crackdown. How has that started to, and is it impacting Main Street?
So certainly for those industries where there are higher levels of undocumented workers, small business owners are feeling the pressure, feeling concerned. But for the most part, small business owners, they want a legal system for hiring. The labor market is tight for those industries that I just mentioned. And so having the ability to legally hire more people is, on the top of their list as they try to expand their business and take advantage of those increased sales customers that are still spending money.